Alright, so I am on YouTube now, guys, if you need to go over there and watch us trade from there. So anyways, if you guys have if you have any questions, please let me know right now. But we have about 4 minutes left. So idea, if you're new, the plan for us, we don't like to spend too much time. Well, I mean, it's winter, sorta. I'm in Florida. In the summer, and when the weather gets really nice, I honestly don't prefer to be in front of the screens all day. So we're not in the business of trying to talk all day. There's really education, right, will come and go. I'll put announcements out there, but we want to be able to concentrate on our focus trades first thing in the morning. ES futures, NASDAQ futures, whatever it is that you want to look at on the future side. But take our trades, manage those trades, and I really believe that the majority of trades can be either we're going to get stopped out or we're going to make our money probably in the first 90 minutes to 2 hours. Okay? We're either going to make our money or lose some money, but the most important part of this journey for anybody that may be new or your trial, don't rush into trades. Just kind of fill out the room, listen to Melissa and I, figure out kind of what we're doing. We're using supply and demand. I have my own proprietary indicators that we're using. Ask questions. Okay, the alerts, those are straight from my brokerage account. Nobody else does that. Same thing with Melissa. Her trades are straight from her brokerage account. They're real time. In order to view them real time, it's easier if you're at home and you open up 2 URLs on Discord, and one of them you just are looking at the trendy alerts. And just as a disclaimer, my alerts are for proof of concept. Okay, something a lot of people don't say. So the reason why I say that proof of concept is I'm just showing you that we are trading our levels. Same thing with Melissa. We're either going to get stopped out or we're going to make money on each one of those. It shows you the percent that I either gain or lose in that trade. Okay? We're not hedge fund managers. We're not managing your money. So at the end of the day, I really want you to focus on management. Watch how we manage things. Okay, listen to how we're managing. How do I use my stops? How do we bring up stops? How do we trim at targets? Those type of things. Okay. Alright, and so right here, we're going to keep the ES futures here. Again, what I'm looking for is to see if the trendy edge here can hold. Alright, and then it's if this, then that. If we can hold, we'll be looking for prices to come up here towards 4,010. If we start to break down and this becomes resistance, we could see prices move down into 39.70 by 50. For right now, we're going to go into a 5-minute. Okay, just like this. And look at that, folks. I gave you that zone just a few minutes ago. What we did was we created the quant pivot, and then we had the trendy edge, and then we had a quant pivot here. So we just created a zone, and boom, trade right off of it. And you can see there that you almost get a good, 6 points on that trade from that zone. And your risk on that zone was 5 points. So just about a 1-for-1. Alright, nice move right into the PMZ. So far, a little relief bounce, kind of like what we were talking about. Shopify, did we come into the zone, folks? Looks like we did. We came right into the zone and popped a little bit here. And I'm just going to try with a little bit of shares. Okay. Typically what I'll do with shares, guys, is try to, what's it called? God, man, trim. at like 50 cents and so forth. So we'll see what happens here in the zone. So you could do like 30, 50 cents just to kind of get warmed up on a Monday. And I think if we could break over 39.47, I should be able to get my trim really quick. Nice move out of the zone so far. Yeah, we'll go ahead and trim a little right there. Nice trade so far, really quick and fast, easy. Okay, at the next one, go ahead and trim. All I'm doing is trimming at quant pivots. We want to see if we can get that 40.21 now. And those alerts should have came through very quickly. Just sell some more there. And these are just quick intraday trades, folks. And let's see, Amazon, did you get a piece of that, Melissa? Came right? Oh, man.
It shot through my daily edge, but I do have an alert set to pull back to it.
It's all good. It came right into the line in the sand and went straight up. It's so much yeah. It's so much easier, honestly. So those are great trade plans, right? I mean, they are. But you guys see how fast I can execute on equity. So equity doesn't sound fun, guys, but if you're using a margin account, it's fun. Okay? It can be fun, and these plans can work very quickly. So can you do it with options? You sure can. You definitely can do this with options as well. You just have to know exactly where you want to enter. You got to have them set up, and you got to be prepared. But that was really quick. Now we're hitting 94.93. Great eyes on that, though, Melissa. You have such a good knack for picking out the right stocks. I mean, seriously. Good stuff right there.
Next target on Amazon, guys, if you got into that, would be 95.53. As far as my Google trade goes, I do have a alert set if Google can come down into the weekly edge, 96.41. I will to go long Google if the ES is saying so.
Look at that ES move off of that quant pivot, Melissa. Was that beautiful? Did you guys like how I did that zone? Check this out. So it just on a 5-minute, all I did was take the quant pivot here, and then we had the trendy edge. So we want to make sure that we identified that there. Awesome move, though. Yeah, definitely wear a Santa hat. It's on the naked lady. Yeah. Yeah. we have this big bronze statue, um, that's that we call the Naked Lady. Have you guys seen it in some of the pictures? My my youngest daughter hates it. She's like, that thing scares me. But it was passed down from Ashley's family. It's a big bronze dancer. Amazon hit like every target. Yeah.
And believe it or not, I don't have another I would have to go back to chart. The next target that I have in it right now is 97.92.
Okay.
They are up there.
So I have. Can you hear me, Melissa?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. I have 96.81 and then 98, or sorry, yeah, 98, and those are some of those are quant pivots. It looks like on a weekly or something, and then I have a zone or something at 96.81. But for right here, we just had a huge topping wick. Let's see if we get a pullback into the 38. Let's see. It's actually below the 38, just on that big. What just happened? That's weird. I want to see if Google can hold 96.82 here. If it kind of flushes it again, but then reclaims, I might actually take a trade there.
I have a zone set for Google 96.74 to 96.24 to enter Google on. I'd actually put in an OCO for Amazon, but it was too late. It had skyrocketed, and my price to get in was 180, and it's currently at 240. My PNZ scanner hasn't pulled anything up quite yet, but once it does, I'll look for some other setups related to the PNZ. TJMA was asking the risk 9.65 on ES. Is that too large for your liking, John?
Yes. So micro is only on anything over, for me, micro is only for anything that's over probably 5 points. Seriously.
Getting that bounce in Google right there.
Are we on the back end of that zone? So I was listening to you, and what I did was I created a neutral zone, and I was like, okay, I want to probably execute at the bottom of that. And I'm already in Google, guys, for long term, but I'm still open to to play this. Yes. God, man, I should have executed that. Darn it.
Google is now above our PNC guys. Came up and smacked the line in the head.
Yeah.
Reduced the TTM squeeze with the blue bars on the 5 minute. But like I said, I look forward to daily edge here to act as a little bit of resistance. I am currently in a trade and will trim between 97.74 and 98.03. Trying to print a green bar here, green candle, second candle. I love, John, that whenever you created the indicators, you love colors and made it really easy to follow momentum.
Yeah, there's actually a lot more to it than it looks. So I mean, so the PMZ color is changing depending on where it's located, according to the line in the sand. So, like, when you first visually look at it, what you're seeing is, like, for shop, it's a green PMZ today. That's letting you know that prices are actually holding above the line in the sand. Pretty straightforward, but still a good representation of where you are. And I'm shaking because I'm cold. All of a sudden, my office is cold again. Alexa, what's the temperature?
Right now, it's 64 degrees Fahrenheit.
64.
Today,
It's freezing.
the high of 74
Oh my
degrees.
goodness.
74 high today. 74 high today.
Let's see what our Alexa, what's the temperature? $66 right now, high of 81.
Wow, we're like the same.
All right.
Hmm.
We had a lot of fog this morning.
Yeah, we had a ton over the weekend. Like a lot.
So guys, ES is currently trading against PNC. So it'll be telltale what direction it wants to go here.
All right. Didn't quite get my pullback into the zone yet on the FTX, have I? Kind of curious if I'm going to get that. That's another $4 down. What do you guys think? What's the poll? Do we wait for $4 down, or?
What would be the
I think the catalyst would be that this bounce that we're having right now is a relief bounce, and that we can't. Let's look at ES futures really quick. So remember, guys, ES is like how I gauge the portfolio, meaning when I say portfolio, I'm not some like big hedge fund or something. I'm just talking about what's in my account. Just to be clear. What I mean by that is we're just, are we, so what you want to do, quick lesson for you folks, is you want to take the pivot high into the pivot low. Okay. Matter of fact, if we wanted to, yeah, let's take that one. Let's come up here, pivot high to pivot low, right there. Notice how we cannot get over the 38.2. This would be the catalyst. If we can't hold and get over and hold this, that would be the catalyst. So I am watching FedEx. I could do a starter. Let's see if those things actually went up a little bit. So 16 December, I was looking at like 190. They're 70 cents, 58 by 77. 200's only 16 by 31. Let me go another week out. Let's see. There's like hardly any option, hardly any buys on the any volume in the options. Interesting. I'm gonna wait. And then I'm going to I'm gonna try a short in the micros, and I should have executed up here. So I want my stop kind of tight. I'm okay if I get stopped out since I'm net long. So the trend will break if ES can actually break and close over 40.30. I try to come close. It was up there at 40.23. Let's go over here to LMT. I know, you really are. Underdog. Really. LMT's looking pretty fun too. But again, this is one that I proceed with caution, meaning I'm okay if I go to 0 just because of the way the options are. And I think, was I just closed out a plug? I was. Yep. Yep.
For my Google trade, I am half allocation. If I get it dip back to 96.85, I am adding my position. That's a zone I would originally like to have bought it at.
And my entry on the short there was 40.11. Let's go back over here. I'm going to concentrate on FTX. Also, if you guys have the PMZ or PMZ scanner, just double click your PMZ over here, your scanner. And these yellow ones are where price is inside. And then to assess it, you want to come in and basically look at the last several days. But I'm going to tell you that the majority of the market is digesting to down right now, unless we can start to close over the 618 of the ES futures. And on that note, I'm going to heat up my coffee and hopefully I'll get FTX cheaper soon. Alright guys, we're up a couple points on the short there on futures if you want to trim. Not looking for huge, not yet. Not really convinced either way. Just kind of playing what we see so far. Also, nice trade on shop. Again, I pulled my stop up to underneath the PMZ. And target here would be 4,005, 4,005 and a half. You can put your stops at entry if you want, if you've already trimmed. And we're almost there. I would say bring your stops in the money. And I'm going to bring mine in a little bit. And you'll hear it if I get stopped out. But again, I'm in the money now. I prefer a dip down towards 4,005. But it looks like, yep, I just got stopped for a couple points. Not a big deal. We're almost at that 4,005. And what you're going to see is anything that you're in or that you're trading is probably pulling back a little bit. But remember, don't get too focused on the small time frame. So that's just like a small short, if you will. What we want to do is we want to come over and look at the bigger picture always. Okay. Support's holding on the weekly, and your daily, the edge is still holding. Okay. 4 hour, let's take these fibs off. Like I said, we need to break above 40.27. I would be excited, but for right now, all bets are off until we can get above the 38.2. Okay. But we are inside and up as well, folks, on the 4 hour. So that is a positive. We could be definitely traveling to the gap fill. Alright, so we hit the 4,005, I believe. I got stopped out before that, but got a couple points. But in the meantime, can't be upset. On Google, my long term, I think I'm actually going to add a little bit if the ES can sustain over 415. Do-do-do. Alright, let's go to PMZs, see if we could trade maybe something on PMZ. Let's see, we got snow, NASDAQ, oil futures, Bitcoin futures. Really not a whole lot going on here. Apple, let's take a look there. Patience is probably one of the hardest things in trading. And then management, right? What was that noise? Was that you? Huh. I just had one. It sounded like I took a trade. Oh. Yep. I sure did. You know why? Because I forgot that I had my other stop, so I just went long at 4,525, and I'm making money. It's like, because I put in my target there. Now I'm just, yeah. That is too funny.
Apple isn't looking bad out of the PMC on. It has monthly exit there, and on top of the PMC, we have a 525. It stayed above that. But like you said, confirmation from ES would be key here.
Yeah. Alright, so I see I got stopped on shop. That's okay. We made the majority up here at around 38 cents, 48 cents. So we got what we were looking for. But that just goes to show you, like I think you would have made money quickly on options because it went up as soon as we bought, but it just wasn't worth it. I mean, if you did a 50 delta, then you potentially made $25 a contract. That sucks, you know. And on a big move up, that's kind of what we typically will see, you know. And if you heard me on the mic, I accidentally went long at my bottom target of 4,005.25, so I'm up a couple points here. If it keeps wanting to run, I'll just pull up my stops, which it looks like it does. So I'm going to go ahead and put my stops here at 4,007.25, and that's okay. Yeah, Apple's a 4-hour inside and up, Melissa.
Yes.
So far, yeah. And possibly can run into 147.34, but I'm trying to use a little bit of gut here. It just feels like we're going to kind of shake the tree a little bit. As long as this ES is not wanting to close above the 38.2, I'm kind of hesitant here. Just need 40.15.
I would like to get Apple closer to the bottom of the PMZ personally, just because there is a small 30-minute demand zone from this morning, just right at the bottom of the PMZ.
Gotcha. Well, Tesla is marking highs, up 1%, guys. Also, PMZ scanner is showing me a lot of things jumping in the PMZ. What that means is when I start to see a bunch of yellow here, it means the market's moving up. It's moving up, or it's either moving up into the PMZ or we've moved down into the PMZ. Typically, if the market gap down, what it's telling me is we're moving up, right? So, seeing more yellow here, so just keep that in mind. It's almost, if you will, it's almost like advancers. I mean, seriously, you know, without looking at the advancers, we're advancing to the upside. And you can see that by looking at the yellow on the PMZ. It's kind of cool.
Martha is asking about XLE on interest screen. Can you take a look at that?
Sure. Yeah, so XLE on a higher time frame, it came into the weekly cloud last week, and it bounced from there, and you're at a trendy edge. And to me, that I would put these two together. You take the edge, okay, right here, and I would take this area here, which is the cloud. And for me, this is kind of the zone, if you will. So you really need this to hold. Okay, and that's going to be 89.40 by 87.36. The cloud is support, so if you're swinging, and depending on the number of days you have, then, you know, the idea for me when I'm trading swings is to stay long above the cloud, and you're above the cloud. So try not to concentrate on the, yeah. So you have an inside, and now you have double insides there, sorry. Yeah, inside and down. That's a weird one. Let's look at the daily. So Dave, I got long on that 4,005 because it was an accident because I left my stop there, but that was the entry regardless because of that was the PMZ. Let's see, it was the PMZ. So when you look here, remember, don't forget, if you guys have the indicators, I don't know, some of you guys have Thinkorswim indicators, some of you don't. But the cool thing about this, see how this is? Remember, I've shown you guys this before. My indicators show up on your dome or your active trader. So like all I have to do is hover over this and it lets me know that this is the PMZ. So this is where my entry was to get out of the short, and we hit that and then we went right back up. Kind of neat. But yeah, Martha on XLE, this is the zone. You got an edge. The daily, you got a gap down. You can see here that this entire area is kind of like a channel in here. Not my favorite setup, folks, just because of the fact that it's been on a tear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up almost 7 months. It really needs a longer period of digestion, in my opinion. Kind of has a cup and handle, maybe if it pulls back a tad bit more, longer term. But biggest thing right now is whether or not this zone can hold 89.40 by 87.36. Nvidia only down 50 cents today. I'm going to take a look at it here. It's looking really good. Look at that flag. Let's go into 4 hour. Inside and up above the cloud. I wouldn't mind trying something here. $160. Come on, ES, show me something. Is it a dip buy? Is it not? Is it a dip buy? Is it not? Hey, Baba's up. Weird, right? With all the China news. But yeah,
Almost 2%.
crazy, right? What kind of world are we living in?
I bet it came into a demand zone. What do you want that?
Yeah, the bad news put it into demand. That would be a shocker.
I'm liking TSM here with the strength in teams.
Yeah.
It's in the PMZ. The TTM squeezing looks good. Momentum shifting up. It's holding the 5-minute cloud. TSM is definitely piqued my interest.
Let me take a look.
instead.
Yeah, it came into lower end of the edge this morning. It's picked up, pushed up almost $1 from there, and now just kind of digesting.
I'd like to see it back up above the king before I get in. I have a zone. It's 4 hour. Oh yeah, double inside on the 4 hour. So typically that means digestion, right?
Hmm.
Double inside.
Yeah, I just entered the 165s on NVIDIA at 268. I'll probably keep a 25 to 30% stop, but let's just make sure this is an important part. Let's go ahead and record this really quick. All right, so I'm going to record this session. Today is November 28th. We jumped into NVIDIA 165 calls at 268, currently at 280. I want to talk about stops really quick because stops they're hard. A lot of people, they use option percentage, and I think that's okay, but I want to give you like a spin on it. What we do know is that we don't typically want to stop inside an up formation, because let's just say that this takes off really quick and pushes up to here, and say you place your stop inside the zone, right? I teach you guys how to identify those zones. Most retail traders, that's you and I, we learned, unfortunately, the fear in watching percentage changes kind of keeps us from staying in trades. We're like, oh my god, I'm down 35, 40%, 50%. I'm a total failure. You jump out of the trade, and once you learn supply and demand, you start to realize that most trades on an up trade like this, okay, on a move up, all right, is that most retail traders will actually place their stops in the inside and up formation. It's kind of crazy. And so price will come in, you'll get stopped, and what will happen is it'll then move up. And most people will look back and say, I got stopped out, I looked at my PL, I was down, I judged myself. And really, at the end of the day, like I always say, percentages, in my opinion, are there to really stress you out. So is it process over percentage? Is it process over profits? So always think those kind of things to yourself, right? So instead of concentrating on the profits or the percentage, concentrate on the process. What we do know is that we want to stay long. What I'm doing here is anticipating that we can keep an inside and up formation, and really at the end of the day, I don't want to be in the trade. In this particular trade, it's Monday. Okay, we have a full week. I want to be concentrating, for me personally, on the daily candle. So will the day, or the 4 hour in this instance actually, will the 4 hour close above this inside and up, meaning above this box here? So that's what I'll be concentrating on. And the percentage can vary, because you might say to yourself, well, I don't want anything more than a 30% stop, but if for some reason we close underneath this, it could be a 50% stop. So always know whatever you're trading is actually what you're willing to lose. Okay. Now we're intraday trading for right now. Intraday trading until proven otherwise. All right. So we can control what we trade today by management. But if you decide to take a trade overnight, then you cannot control that. The only thing you can do is wake up in the morning and hope that your trade is working out. All right. So always know what you're taking home with you. So PH, you actually set those to go long over that level? Is that what you mean? I mean, it looks like it stopped 4001. Gotcha. And I can see there's a quant pivot right there around 4011 and 25 or so. Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll come back and check on that later. Actually, my quant pivot shows up on my active trader as 4011.50. Oh man, this is going to be pretty boring. I think if we can keep this inside and up, just kind of give it a little bit of time, guys. Like I said, European close in about an hour. Kind of give us more direction, see if we're going to hold this. Try to be patient. Yep, that's what it's all about. That 4015, I think, or that 38.2, whatever that is, Brittany. And so for anybody that's listening, the only thing I'm in is Google long term. Plug was closed, shop was closed, and then we started NVIDIA here. And then I think Melissa's in TSM and Google.
Yes, TSM and Google. Amazon just got alert. It pulled back to the top of its BNP. For me, on my Google trade, it's coming into an inside nub 4 hour. So I'm just being patient. And for TSM, it is holding. Nice job, Brad. 6 points to the downside with the jump.
FedEx just trying to hold around 80 cents to a dollar down today. We'll see if we get anything better there. Let me check out SMH really quick. Alright, let's go to daily on ES, see if I'm ready to try to take a trade here yet. Not yet. It almost feels like, so if you guys notice, we just bounced into the 38.2, we went sideways, and now we're just chopping around. And the way that I look at this, I feel like what's happening, right, is that We'll chop around, maybe dip just a tad bit more, and then it'll catch up with the EMA. And from there, the question is whether or not we found support down here. So again, my trigger long is on a break of this at around 39.82. But so far, the trendy edge, it just seems like the way they're moving this, that your cloud is going to get confluent with the edge and price, and we may or may not find support here. And we have Jerome talking, right, on Wednesday, and so we're kind of setting up, if this area in here holds, we have supply above right here on the daily, and then we kind of have this support on the weekly. You've already seen we came into that support, and that support basically is like right in here. So we have these two opposing zones, which really just sets up for a sideways market for right now. Checking out CMG. Haven't traded them in ages. Still have big spreads, but we have an ACDC set up there. Looking for 1572, but I'm going to hold off on that. Amazon kind of still holding its game here. Futu really strong as well. See, HD, I missed it on Friday. Still looks great. Boy, the SAM chart looks great on a 4-hour. And let's make sure, let's look over here. I know we have quite a few speakers this week. A lot going on. So again, choppy conditions till proven otherwise. So you gotta have your patience in full swing right now. I may actually get my order on FTX. Let's see. Damn it, the hell. I took a spread in Sam because it's very difficult to trade that name, and I don't want to get run over by that thing. But I like the risk to reward here. I think that pays out like 7x, gives us 18 days. But I also don't need to hold on forever. So, see what happens. And I'll put the chart in here in a second. So on my spread, my risk is 50%, but I'm using daily candles. Okay, so meaning I have to wait, I have to commit, you know, and wait for these bad boys. I'm sure this thing moves like crazy. Yeah, let me put this in member chat. And I'll put these later on in the day and the daily focus trades. What's that noise? The Argentinian guy? Yeah, I know who it was. You guys gonna talk some football? Did you guys see the commercial with David Beckham and Eli, or was it Peyton Manning? Did you guys see that? That was hilarious. A PH on that trade earlier. Just remember, in my eyes, the market's sideways to down. Anything above is resistance until proven otherwise. I personally, I like that. I would like it better if the market was moving up and we're trying to reclaim, say, the top of a PMZ or, top of a quant pivot or something like that. So as long as we're below those PMZs, any lines above are resistance. And really, if we can't get out of the 38.2, just be cautious. That's all. That's my only feedback, man. And you see it came up and tapped that and came right back down. Rude. The market's rude. Every time we come around like round numbers, things just start getting weird. Alright, I'm going to leave this here, and I'll be right back.